Alright, good morning. So today is the final day on the CDT. Today I should be reaching Canada, hopefully. If nothing goes wrong, I'll be reaching Canada today. Oi mate. So I actually started hiking this morning at like 5 a.m. or even slightly before 5 a.m. It was easy to get up because I knew that the earlier I get up, the sooner I reach Canada. So it's kind of an exciting day. So it was easy for me to just like get up at like 4:30 and start packing up my stuff. And it doesn't actually get light now until almost 7 a.m. So I was hiking in the dark for like 2 hours, and at around 6 a.m. it started raining a bit. Luckily, it was only a very light sprinkle. I was worried it was going to start pouring rain while it's still dark out. But yeah, I might get a little bit more rain today. We'll see, hopefully not. It looks like there might be some light showers, but I'm not expecting like a heavy downpour, hopefully, so we'll see. I'm not surprised that it's raining on the final day, but it's not too bad so far. And just as it was getting light at like 7 a.m., I saw a moose. I first heard the moose, I heard it making noises, and yeah, I just waited for a while until it was moving a bit. It was moving slowly, and eventually I got a good view of it. And I know it looks like I was probably way too close to the moose, but I was zoomed in all the way with the camera, and also I actually was in a really good spot. I was like kind of in these trees, and like decent sized trees, and just holding the camera like right in between some of the branches, so I was actually like pretty well hidden. I think the moose still saw me, but I was like in the trees, so I was actually in a pretty safe spot to be watching the moose from. I wasn't just standing out in the open. So anyway, it was really cool though. It was big moose. Also, yesterday in the evening when I reached Many Glacier, I went to the Many Glacier Lodge or hotel just to go to the restaurant so I could get one last meal on the CDT. It wasn't great, honestly, but you know, I got a burger and a pint, so it was nice to have like one last meal before the final day on the CDT. And from the hotel restaurant, through the windows, you could see across the lake. It's a beautiful view there. It's a really nice spot. But anyway, could see a bear on the shore of the lake on the other side. It's kind of far away, but it looked like a grizzly bear. It was pretty big, and it was cool to just like watch as it walked along the shore of the lake while I was eating my burger. But yeah, I've had some big, high quality burgers in Montana, in Idaho, and Wyoming, all over this trail. And I'll say that like Probably the worst burger on the trail was at Glacier National Park, the final burger of the trail. But I don't want to complain too much. I think I've just been spoiled with the high quality, huge burgers that you find elsewhere in Montana. But I'm not surprised that the national park is a little bit subpar, but still lovely to be able to get a meal while you're on the trail anyway. So it was nice and I enjoyed it still. And there's another moose. Kind of hard to see this one. This place is full of moose. It's crazy. Alright, so I made it over Swift Current Pass and there were some nice views, and I only really now have one more climb really on the CDT coming up in like 8 or 9 miles. And yeah, all the climbs, all the uphills and glacier are actually fairly easy, even if you're gaining like 2,000 or 3,000 feet of elevation. It's so gradual, it's so well graded. I think the trail has actually been designed really well in the national park. You might think that my final day on the CDT, I would want to just do a nice casual like 10 miles to the border or something, but honestly it's the last day on the trail and it's my last opportunity to crush miles, so I kind of wanted to do a reasonably big day. So today is actually about 34 miles and it's about 6,200 feet of elevation gain. So yeah, 34 miles, about 6,000 feet of gain. Pretty solid day, but I'm sure I'll crush it. Hoping to get to the border by like 6 or 7 p.m, but we'll see. As you can see, it is still very hazy from all the smoke from forest fires. I think these views would be a lot cooler if it was clear, but it's still cool views. So now that we're on the final day of the CDT, you know, like I said yesterday, I've just been spending all my time as I walk just thinking about all my experiences along the way, all of the amazing places I've been to. I'm not going to list all of those places because it's almost just an endless list of, you know, America's such a cool country, and I've been to some really cool parts of America, some great places and some cool, you know, mountains and deserts and valleys and canyons and everything. I've just seen so much, and you know, I really have enjoyed all the states that I've been to: New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana. Again, I shouldn't start listing all the places because it's an endless list of all the specific places that I've been to that I've enjoyed, but there's so much that I would love to go back to. You know, there are certain places which are really high on the list of places I want to definitely go back to and explore more, like the Wind River Range, parts of Colorado, and, you know, northern New Mexico, where I just walked roads. I would love to see the trail there. And yeah, I don't know, there's so much. I want to go to the Tetons. There's so much. And I've also been thinking a lot about all the people that I've met along the way. You know, if you're watching this video and you're one of the many people that I met on the CDT, you know, maybe someone I hiked with a lot. You know, there are some people I hiked hundreds of miles with and spent a lot of time with, and you know, others who I only briefly met, you know, at a hostel, or like maybe camped one night together, or just briefly met on the trail. But if you're watching this video and you're one of the many people that I met along the way, just know that I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of everyone, and I don't think I forgot anyone. I'm, you know, going through in my head and just thinking about all the amazing people that I've met, all the friendly encounters I've had. So many generous people, so many lovely people out here. And you know, I'm not going to go and list all of the people that I met along the way because it's too many people. But if you're watching this video and you're one of the people who I met on the CDT, if we met on the CDT, just know that I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of everyone. And there are just so many great, generous and friendly people out there, and just amazing people to meet and talk to and spend time with, and including the locals, you know, a lot of great locals who helped me out along the way. Just so many amazing people out here on the CDT. This journey on the CDT has definitely become an important part of my life, and it's been such a long trip. It's actually been longer than I expected. You know, it's been over 4 months, and I figured I could do it faster than that, and probably could have, but you know, it just felt like such a special experience out here that, you know, there were many times where I just wanted to hang out in the towns with people, or I wanted to do lower mileage and camp in cool places and just chill out a bit. So I didn't rush it at all. I definitely could have gone a lot faster, honestly, because I haven't really felt that sore, haven't had any injuries, and have always felt great. So I definitely didn't push myself to my limit, but I'm glad I like stretched it out and really made the most of the CDT experience. I don't know if you can even really see it on camera, but there's a bear down there. And it's pretty far away and it kind of blends in a bit. So if you're watching this video just to see the scenery, this video is probably not for you, because I have a lot I have a lot on my mind. I have a lot to continue rambling on about, just because, well, this is the last day. It's been a big trip for me, so yeah, like I said, there's a lot on my mind, and I'm going to continue to ramble on just a little bit more. And if you're curious, you know, you've been watching my videos for a while, and maybe you're sad that this is coming to an end, and maybe you're hoping that there'll be more videos in the future. Well, you know, I've been really enjoying making these videos, so I'm definitely going to make more. When I finish a trail, I know a lot of people are very curious about the gear that I use, so I'm definitely going to make a video talking about all the gear that I used on the trail, because, you know, my pack is only a 26-litre pack. It's only like a 6 or 7 pound base weight, and so I definitely want to do a video talking about that and talk about what worked well and what I would maybe change next time. And I'll definitely also make a video showing how I do different tarp setups and actually like film myself as I set it up. I'll do some of that because I know people are curious about the tarp, and I'll talk about campsite selection and stuff. And I don't know, I definitely have a lot of video ideas, different stuff I'm going to make. But also, so I'm from England, but I live in Vancouver in Canada, and I'm heading back there after I finish the trail. And I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of winter hiking this year. Definitely, you know, some snowshoeing, probably some winter camping. And, you know, BC is known for being beautiful. It's even very close proximity to Vancouver. The mountains are absolutely gorgeous, and especially in the winter. So I'll definitely be filming some winter hikes. So if you're curious about that, then make sure to keep watching my videos, because there's going to be some cool winter hikes coming up. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who watches the videos. You know, now that this is coming to an end, I can say that this was kind of a success with the YouTube channel. You know, I mostly did it for friends and family, and also for myself to look back on. But I figured, you know, if a lot of people enjoyed watching the videos, then, you know, I'd take the YouTube thing a bit more seriously and continue making videos afterwards. So I'm definitely going to do that. And, you know, at this point, you know, I'm well over 1,000 subscribers now, and I'm really happy that I reached that point. It's a major milestone, and I just want to say a huge thank you. Like, thanks to everyone who watches the videos. Thank you to everyone who enjoys the videos, who subscribes to the YouTube channel, and, you know, you like the videos, you share them with friends and family maybe. Yeah, just a huge thank you. And the channel now has well over 100,000 views as well. So lots of views, more than I expected to get, honestly. So it's good. It means people enjoy watching the videos, which is great because I enjoy making them. And I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who comments on the videos. You know, I really enjoy reading all the comments, and I really appreciate that some of you comment very frequently. And of course, I recognize your names, even if you just comment a few times, but some of you comment on almost every single video, and I really appreciate that, and I love reading all the comments. The comments definitely help remind me that people are really watching these videos, and, I'm not just talking to a camera, talking to myself, but I'm actually talking to real people right now. So yeah, anyway, really appreciate that. And if people ask questions, I usually try and respond. Not always immediately, but yeah. And so now that the trip is coming to an end, I've been hesitant to mention this, but recently I set up a few different ways if you want to send me donations, if you want to show your appreciation for the content that I've put out, but obviously no pressure and no worries if you don't want to just send me money. And I feel weird asking for money, which is why I haven't mentioned it in any of the videos, but in the description box there is a link to PayPal, and also I'm setting up a Patreon. And so again, a huge thank you to those who have actually seen that PayPal link in the description box, and I've actually had a few donations, so thank you so much. It does really help a lot, even a small amount. If enough people donate small amounts, it makes a big difference, because this trip has actually been a lot more expensive than I expected. The cost of accommodation is pretty insignificant. Mostly I'm just camping, and when I stay in a town I usually stay somewhere cheap like a hostel, so the cost of accommodation isn't much, but it's the cost of food. It really adds up. I didn't expect it to cost this much, but I'm just continually losing weight, and in order to maintain a healthy body weight, given the amount of exercise that I'm doing, I have to eat 5,000 calories a day or something. So I've been always trying to eat at least 4,000, but aiming for kind of 5,000 calories a day, which, trust me, is a lot of food. And so the cost of that really adds up. Sometimes I get my resplown food from a gas station or something, and yeah, it's added up to a lot more than I expected, but oh well, have to eat, otherwise I'll just get way too skinny. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I do feel weird. I feel hesitant to ask for money. It feels a bit strange. So feel free to just ignore this, this whole ramble about donations and stuff if you're not interested. Obviously no pressure. And because of that is why I actually set up a Patreon. So the Patreon should hopefully be live now. And basically it's a way to help support me, but actually receive something for your donation. So it's actually kind of more like purchasing something, because you actually receive something from me for whatever amount you donate. So it's not just blindly giving me money, you're actually purchasing something of value. So obviously these videos are something of value, but I'm going to continue making these videos regardless of donations or whatever. Although, the donations increase the likelihood that I'll actually continue doing this type of stuff, because it's difficult to afford being able to do this. As soon as I finish, I'm going straight back to work, but with enough support I would definitely continue going on adventures and sharing those adventures with you. But anyway, the idea of the Patreon is I have a lot of really cool photos that I take, and I figured people really enjoy seeing those photos. You can look at my Instagram. There's always a link in the description box of the video to my Instagram, so you can see some of those photos. But I figured, on Instagram, I only select a few of the photos that I take, but there are so many photos and so many amazing photos, just like countless, and they're incredible. So I figured with the Patreon, basically you can subscribe to like $5 per month, and it'll give you full access to every single photo that I take. So basically, yeah, $5 a month, and the photo album will basically continue to update. So every time I take photos, I'll add them to that photo album, and basically you'll have full access to every single photo I take in like the original quality that the photos are in. And you can download them, use them for whatever you want. There are some really good photos. They might be good enough that you actually want to get them printed out and framed and put on your wall. Who knows? Or maybe you want to make a calendar out of them, or maybe, who knows? There's a lot of things you could do with those amazing photos. Use them as your background on your phone screen, or the desktop background on your computer. The photos are great. So anyway, you can access all those photos. If you look in the description box of the video, there'll be a link to Patreon where you can subscribe, and then there'll be higher tiers as well. I'm thinking, haven't figured it out yet, but there'll be a certain amount that you can donate per month, and then you can basically call me and chat to me. I figured some people have a lot of questions. Some people are planning to hike the CDT, or they just have questions about using a tarp or ultralight backpacking, that type of stuff. And you know, if you want, basically you can donate a certain amount. You can donate that regardless and not do the chat. But if you want, you can basically voice call, you know, just phone call me, or do like video chat, and we can talk about whatever you want. So I'm going to figure that out with the Patreon as well. There'll basically be a certain level where you can, like, I don't know, do like a 1 hour phone call per month or something like that. I'll figure it out. So if you want to help to, you know, keep the dream alive, to keep these adventures going, then feel free to check the description box for that. And yeah, it might also mean that I increase the quality of the videos, you know, get a new camera or something. I don't know, we'll see how things go, but I'll definitely take things more seriously if I receive donations. So yeah, just throwing that out there, but that's enough rambling about that. Let's get back to the CDT. Alright, so I'm getting really close to Canada now. Only about 9 miles left until I reach the border. And actually, I'm also now on the PNT, the Pacific Northwest Trail. And I actually have been here before. I hiked the PNT about 3 years ago, summer of 2019. So yeah, that was actually my first long distance trail, and it was a rough one. It was tough. I really didn't know what I was doing. I lacked experience and had a heavy pack, and the PNT is a rough trail, lots of bushwhacking, some rough road walks, and just difficult, steep trail, you know. I also did the PNT with no cell phone, so that added to the difficulty of the trail, and also it meant that I didn't take any pictures, I didn't take any videos, nothing like that. So big difference from 3 years ago to now. So it's actually really cool being back here again. You know, I've been here before and a lot has changed in those 3 years. You know, I'm a much more experienced hiker. I've done thousands of miles since then, and yeah, I don't know, it's just like I have a way lighter pack. Things are just easier now. There's a big difference. And yeah, so the PNT, Pacific Northwest Trail, was a big learning experience for me. I learned a lot on that trail, and it was really rough. And actually, having done the PNT makes the CDT feel like, I don't know, it just feels cruisy, feels easy, just in comparison, you know, it's all relative, and it really makes the CDT feel nice. Kind of makes me want to rename the CDT the Cruisy Dude Trail. That's what I've been calling it, at least in my head, for a while now. The Cruisy Dude Trail. It's just cruisy, Mexico to Canada, at least in comparison to the PNT. But I remember being on the PNT and meeting people who told me they had hiked the CDT, and I thought to myself, wow, these people are such legends. Like, they've hiked Mexico to Canada, that's crazy. And well, here I am, now one of those legends in my own right. So yeah, I've come a long way since then. Alright, that's it. I made it. This is Canada. Walked here from Mexico all the way. What an amazing adventure. Thanks for watching. See ya.